Hello, this is Mr. Buss, and I'm going to walk you through Lab 6, Seasons and Angle of Insolation. Alright, so equipment for this, you'll need a 150 watt light bulb, clear or frosted, doesn't matter as long as it's a higher power light bulb. You'll need a socket for that light bulb. Alright, you'll need 2 clamps. So to show how the light bulb is going to get set up, you're going to put this clamp on, and then this clamp goes on there. Alright, and that's going to hold on to the light socket where you screw in the light bulb. And I think it works best for this lab to have the light bulb kind of horizontal, where the light bulb is going to be excuse me, angled at the globe. Alright, so that's good enough for now to get started. You'll need a LabQuest device. The sensor you'll need for this experiment is a temperature probe, but it's not the temperature probe you've used for the other labs. It's a flexible temperature probe. So there's the end of the temperature probe. Alright, and masking tape, globe, iPad as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this set up for part 1, a northern winter. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to simulate a northern winter by making sure that the model of the Earth and the Sun are appropriately situated. Alright, and so to do that, you have to find the North Pole, not hard to do. Alright, but we want to make sure that the globe is not at some kind of a weird tilt. This never happens in actuality. This is just on there so that you can actually look at the South Pole if you wanted to, but we need to leave it in line like that. Okay? And in a northern winter, the North Pole should not be pointed towards the sun. In fact, the North Pole should be pointed away from the sun. So there's a northern winter. Alright? We want to make sure that it's a northern winter and it's a day for Farmington, Minnesota. Alright, so we're going to make sure that Farmington, Minnesota, it isn't labeled, obviously it's a globe, but it's got Minneapolis there, St. Paul. So we'll want to find Minneapolis, St. Paul, and we'll want to tape the temperature probe to Minneapolis. So just a little bit of tape. Bring the probe from the side here. Alright, so to show that close up, okay, so the tip of the temperature probe is taped flat to the surface of the globe. North Pole is pointed away. It is the daytime for Minnesota. If this is spinning too much, you can run maybe a line of tape so that it prevents it from spinning around while you run it. Alright, now what we need to do is we need to get the sun in line with the Earth in the right place. So right now I just kind of randomly set it up and it looks like it's in line with the equator, which is not where I want this set for a northern winter. Okay, I want it set and directly in line with the Tropic of Capricorn, where the most southerly vertical sun rays occur on December 22nd. Okay, so I can bring that in a little closer, and again just make sure that, yep, that is in line with the Tropic of Capricorn. So obviously that's too close to the globe, so how far do we want these apart? Well, we want them such that where we are in Minneapolis, so Farmington, is 25 centimeters from the light bulb. We're going to want that 25 centimeter distance for both the northern summer and the northern winter. So half meter stick probably works best. So we're going to use centimeters. So 25 centimeters from the light bulb to Minneapolis. Okay, there we go. So now this is situated. Okay, so your light bulb is situated. This is all set. Now we're going to get our LabQuest set. Alright, so I'll plug in my temperature probe, channel 1. Alright, so for this experiment, so I noticed that it's reading at 21.9 degrees, and that's probably okay, but there's a chance that When I was handling the temperature probe, it got heated up. All right, so what I want to show really quick is that if you accidentally heated it up a little bit because you touched it, it's good practice before you run this experiment, since we're going to be dealing with small temperature changes, to grab a fan and for just a little bit, maybe like 30 seconds or so, turn it on high, and just make sure that that temperature probe is at room temperature, and you can keep your eye on the readout, and if this is going down in temperature, then yeah, it did get heated up by touching it. If it stays stable after a while, you know that it's probably at room temperature. You can go ahead and turn the fan off and put that aside. So now that we know the temperature probe is at room temp, we can go ahead and set the parameters here. We want time-based data collection. Let's make the rate, let's see here, 0.5 ought to work just fine, 0.5 samples per second. Our duration, I want this to run for 600 seconds, so 10 minutes. All right, hit OK. So everything's set here. We're ready to hit play and turn the light bulb on. So hit play, and at the same time, oops, didn't plug in the light bulb. Turn on the light bulb and let the data collect for the 10 minutes that it's going to take. Alright, so once the 10 minutes is up, and you've got the graph on your LabQuest device there, go ahead and turn the light bulb off. On your LabQuest, you want to get set for part 2 of this. So you're going to click run 1. Alright, whoops, you're going to actually click the file cabinet icon here. Alright, now you're on run 2, but you're not going to run it yet because you haven't set it up, but now you're ready to run it. Alright, so we have to set the globe up for a northern summer. It was a northern winter, so I'm going to take the tape off here, and I'm just going to remove this to make it easier. Alright, so how do I run a northern summer? Alright, well, the North Pole needs to actually point towards the light bulb this time. Okay, so now the North Pole is pointed towards the light bulb. Again, I need to also get the sun in line with the right place, and for a northern summer, that would be the Tropic of Cancer, most northerly vertical rays on June 22nd. So I'm going to raise that slightly, make sure that that is in line with the Tropic of Cancer, and then I'm going to check. Let's see, I'll put this on first. So put this back on, make sure that it's a northern summer day, so that Minnesota is in the daylight here. Minneapolis, I guess it says on here. Okay, good. And I'm going to take the globe so it doesn't spin. Like that. Okay. And I will also check the distance at 25. There we go. Alright, so now I'm all set except for one thing, is the temperature probe is hot from having been run for part 1. So just like before I started part 1, the northern winter, I also want a cool temperature probe. Again, I can keep an eye on the temperature here, and if it's going down in temperature, that means it's still too hot from having gotten set up and having been run. So I'm just going to keep doing that for a little bit. Alright. I just want to show again a little close up of what the temperature probe is going to look like on the globe there. On your LabQuest device, you can go ahead and hit play at this point since everything's set. And You'll also then want to turn the light bulb on and let it run for the northern summer for another 10 minutes. All right, to finish the lab, make sure you just put the equipment away, turn off the light bulb, all that good stuff. But then let's take a look at the data that you collected. So it should say run 2, and if you click on run 2 and you view all runs, you can see the winter run that you ran first and the summer run that you ran second, both on the same graph, and that's the graph you're going to want to include in your write-up. So make sure that you take your iPad and connect to the device on graphical analysis. All right, so just like before, you'll hit create experiment, data sharing, and just find the name of your device. All right, and there it is. So if you have trouble having these come up both at the same time, you can click the left horizontal bars there, and you can unselect and select the different runs, but we do want them both on there. All right, so that's good. And then, probably, let's see what it looks like with both points and lines. Kind of busy, but I guess that's because we collected a lot of data points. All right, that looks pretty good. So you can send that out or take a screenshot of that because you'll want that in your write-up. Yep, don't forget to label your experiment. Lab 6. And this is parts 1 and 2. Because it is both the northern winter and the northern summer. I guess if you did them separately, you'd want to have both on there separately. And that's it. Make sure you finish the write-up and check it off with me when you're all done. Thanks.